Hello and welcome back to E20 Zone TV player ratings time now after a dreadful performance, because it was dreadful at Brighton, losing 3-1 after being 1-0 up at half time. I'm joined by Mitchell as always for the player ratings, and we're going to get right into it. But earlier on was poor. It was poor. Listen, people can say negativity, but that was a negative performance. So, do you know what I mean? Tell me positives out of it, and I will listen. But there was
That's
none.
the thing, mate. You think people, you give positives when we play
Mm.
well and we win games. You give criticism when we don't play well. You can't just be positive and positive all the time unless you're a fucking
Yeah,
clueless little fairy, which obviously a lot of our fan base are, unfortunately.
yeah.
But
Well,
it's
it
what it
is.
is.
It is what it is. Let's start off with this man though, Lucas Fabianski, Mitch. The first goal, mate. Should he stop it?
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
It's very poor, very sloppy, quite unfab-like actually. Fabianski, he's not, especially last year, he's not been known for those incredible diving saves, like athletic saves, like other top keepers on the league. But it's just been a really good, steady shot stopper where all the shots you expect him to make, he's made. But today, unfortunately, was not that day, and he was very sloppy. Unfortunately, I think that's due to him getting a bit older now. Bless him. I've got so much love for Fabs, and I feel like maybe the most least loved probably player that's been there for quite a long time now, and he
Yeah.
probably deserves more love. Like he gets less love than someone like Pablo Fornals, for example. But
Mm.
he's been, 5 times as good as Fornals in terms of his position.
Yeah.
And I've got so much respect for him, and I hope he stays here for a couple more years as a backup keeper, because he's still right, still decent. But today was a poor game for him. Today, his distribution was mixed. I kicked out, I think, once or twice for
Mm.
throwing. Um, yeah, I give him a 4.
Mm.
Just
I'm with
poor.
you. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I agree. I think the first goal is. I think if that's Areola in goal, I think he saves it.
Mm.
The other goals, it's just poor defensive work, and what can you do? Let me ask you this before we move on, because I'm going to try and rattle through this because
Mm.
I've got quite a lot to say at the end. Um, Areola next season, Premier League number one for you,
Without a shadow of a doubt. I want him to
right?
be Premier League number 1 this season, to be honest. And even
Yeah,
for the last, say, 10 Premier League games, I think for me, he was a must start because goalkeepers don't need breaks. And these last 10 Premier League games, they've all been big, really, for, fighting for 7th minimum. And we have got 7th minimum.
yeah.
Uh, no, you don't
But
think Aviola out? Aviola first team next season, no? Surely he
nah,
knows that bloke.
I think Areola has to be starting next
Yeah.
season. There's no
Oh,
two ways
same, mate.
about it.
Same.
Do you know what I mean? I think he's proved it in the Europa League this year how good he is, and look how far we got. And one of the reasons why we got there is one of his saves that kept us in the game against Seville.
Yeah.
So
And
let's
I
not
love
forget
tall
that.
keepers. I really like tall
Mm,
keepers because the saves which smaller keepers make look really hard all the time, they
mm,
make look easy and they get less respect. Like Courtois is unbelievable in goal. He's one of the best keepers in the world, arguably the
mm.
best, and he's fucking tall as. Whereas someone like Pickford, who I think he's right, but he's quite overrated. He makes loads of athletic saves because he's so fucking small, and he makes it look hard.
100%, mate. Moving on though to this man, Vladimir Kufel. I thought he was excellent today, mate.
Mm,
I really
yeah,
did. I thought he was absolutely first class in what he was doing. Like he got the ball down, he got it wide, he was advancing, he was crossing balls in first time. Like he was a trier today. He really, really was. What do you think of Kafal?
to be fair, I'm not Suval's biggest fan. Um, I think if you can really kind of, I don't know, sort his head out because sometimes his brain ain't in the game and he just fucking starts from the ball, then he's a very good player. No, that's completely wrong. He's a good player. Um, but so many times this season, and I'd say 8% of games, he's just not been switched on. He's been overcommitting in tackles. He's been just hoofing the
Mm.
ball blindly. He hasn't had any composure in his play. But today it was exactly like how he was last season. Very good. Thought with his head a lot more. Didn't just hoof the ball up the pitch for no random reason, like he's been doing a lot this season. Um, sorry, Phil McCock. Sorry, he's back. It just said the thing. Um, Yeah, and I thought he was very good today, and one of our best players actually. I'd give him a 7. I thought he was good. That's the sort of
Yeah,
player I want to see. It's very calm, composed, and much more switched on.
I thought he was excellent today, Crefel. I really did. I'm giving him a high 7, mate. What do you give him?
7.
Yeah, I'll give him a high 7. I thought he was excellent. He was the only one from wing back position that I thought was trying to get forward, make crosses, and do things. Everything was going down his side, but he was excellent at what he done. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why he got subbed, but the only thing I can think of is Lamptey was coming on, or do you know what I mean? Or Cucurella was just doing him. Do you know what I mean? I thought he was decent today. I really did. That is Crefel. Move over to the left-hand side to this man, Aaron Cresswell. Talk to me, mate, about Cress. Final goal of the season for him.
Good. And hopefully, fucking the last time he plays for West Ham United. And I do not give a fuck about all the sentimental value. He blew us to Europa League, mate. He threw it away for us. He threw us, a massive fan base that has had one of the biggest opportunities in fucking years, and maybe for a long time to come. Threw it away. And I will not forget that. And he does deserve massive criticism for that. Because it's not like he's had a great season either. He's been exposed all season. He's just been covered up by the fact, we play a system which helps him out because Declan Rice is over that side to help him out. And we sit quite deep anyway. So that's helped him out. But I think he's had a poor season, Cresswell. And that summed it up today as well. Just a very non-existent performance. Barely got forward. Barely took any set pieces. I think Bowen was taking the set pieces today.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, just really quiet. What would you get? I'm thinking 5 or 6.
I'm going to say a standard 5, mate. Me?
Yeah, I'll give him 5. I'll give him 5. Him.
Standard. Like, what did he really do? Like, defensively for the first goal, I think he's in field, but they're all in field, so he should be getting the call. Like, he can see all the line of the players as that ball's coming in. So people need to be pulling back. Or, like, they're so far over to the left. To the right, I think it was. It's unbelievable. Listen, Cress for me has been a good servant for West Ham, but we need someone fresh and new.
So much stronger and quicker. We need someone with real drive down the left side.
We need someone who's going to bomb up and down that left-hand side. All right,
that Ram in the Bundesliga is a superb player.
That's what I'm saying. But
Tagliafico from Ajax.
But what it is, because Cresswell's so good with passing or set pieces and all this, people say, he's one of the best crossers. I'm thinking, really? I don't know about that. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think we can find better than Aaron Cresswell. I really do.
Mate,
so,
shadow of doubt.
So it's a standard 5 for me, for him, 100%. Moving on to, what do you give him, a 5, Mitch, yeah?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Phil just said something about Rice. If Rice threw away the Europa League, would you be saying the same thing about him? I thought not. And you're right, I wouldn't. Because Rice has absolutely carried us this entire season.
Do you know what you need to do, bruv? Right? Before I ask everyone to like the video, can you please stop looking at the chat?
I'm just asking questions. I'm not getting aggressive or angry.
I know you're not, mate. Let's move on to this man, though, Mitch. Zuma. What do you think of him today? I thought he was all right.
Decent. I think he wasn't really at fault for any of the goals. It's more down to Fabs, Dawson, and probably Souček for not closing his man down for the second goal. Shocker there.
How important is it, though, Mitch? Next season, we get a partner for this man.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Don't get me wrong. Craig Dawson's done a great, but I think he wants to go back home up north. So we need to get someone who's going to come in and be solid.
Even if he doesn't, we do need someone that's got a bit more pace, really.
Yeah.
We do, 100%. Because I think Dawson does. At times this season, he has struggled. It's only been the system that's helped him out, I think, this season. The fact we've set deep in a lot of games and absorbed the pressure, it's really suited him, and that's more of his style. But when we take the game to teams, there's been quite a few times this season where balls over top has really caught him out, and I think we need someone a lot like Zuma, really. Maybe someone a bit more of a ball playing centre back, maybe alongside Zuma next season. I think that'd be a great duo.
See, I know. He's saying Joe Gomez. I agree, but I think Ake at City would be a good shout.
Left side centre half, Ake is the one for me. Ake is the one.
They both played with each other at Chelsea, so they know each other's game a little bit. What are you giving Zuma? What are you giving Zuma?
Fucking, I forgot about that. What a shot!
I know, mate, because I'm quite a highly intelligent football pundit, and
You are.
people
You're
think
actually
I talk.
sublime. You're superb.
People think I talk bollocks, but there you go. We move. What do you think? Give me a rating for Zuma.
6. I give him a 6. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, I'm with you really on it. I thought he was right. I thought he was the better centre half at the pair. So we're obviously going to get to the other centre half in a minute. But yeah, half decent performance from him, I'd say. Moving on to this man, Mr. Craig Dawson. He's at fault for the first goal, isn't he, Mitch? Like the header. Like, I find that he was too.
The header?
Yeah, the first goal. They was all too compact. Like they're not spread out. Like Cresswell's literally at the back stick, but he's near enough in line with the goalpost. Do you know what I mean? It's like they weren't spread out enough for me. I think Dawson was one of the reasons because I think Dawson gets sucked to the ball. They all shimmy across and then they're all out of position. I'll go first, Lucy. I think Zuma was the better defender today, but I thought Dawson was decent in spells in what he done, especially in the first half. I'm going to give him a high 5, just not a 6 for me. Good rating, but nothing to sort of shout home about. What are you giving him?
Exactly what you said there about the Dawson chance. The fact that he's gone for the ball, I think you're right, and that just leaves everyone in an awkward position. Also, the chance Welbeck had, the big chance, I think maybe at the 60th minute it was.
Yeah.
And Welbeck had a massive chance, and he probably should have scored. Dawson was it was his man, and he just kind of forgot about him, and over his shoulder, Welbeck's just gone past him.
Yeah.
But that's some concentration there. Lucky it didn't end up being a goal. If it did, I probably would have given him a 4 then, but because of that, I'd give him a low 5.
Yeah.
Sorry,
not too bad. Anyway, before I move on, please smash a like on the video. It really would help me out. Also, let's move on to this man, Thomas Souček. I don't know where to start on this.
I love it. Hopefully, this is the last time I'm giving a rating.
I'm going to go first on this one. Mitch, listen, when you started coming on this channel, you started saying about Souček, and I thought, I don't know, Mitch, I don't know. Recently, over the last, say, 3.5, 4 months, I've started to pick up on what you're saying, and I've been watching him very, very closely when I'm watching the games, watching how he moves about, what he does on the ball, how he affects play going forward. This man covers a lot of ground, yeah, but someone said it to me a long, long time ago. He runs the ground, but Declan Rice runs harder, which is a valid point, right?
Superb.
And Declan Rice runs harder and more determined than Souček. Don't get me wrong, Souček is a workhorse. He gets about the pitch. But recently...
It means fuck all, doesn't it? It means fuck all when you're not doing anything with it.
But recently, he has been nowhere. And today, first half, he was all right. He was all right. I think he bossed Basuma about a little bit. They took Basuma off at half time, changed their system around, and then he got completely destroyed in the second half. They literally overloaded him.
Yeah.
They know they can't touch Declan Rice because Declan Rice can spray balls left, right, and centre, but Souček can't. I'm giving him. I'm going to give him a 3, mate. That's being kind. I thought second half he just got absolutely destroyed. I think Declan. I always used to say, I used to call them the dream team, the pair of them. Yeah.
I'm really proud of you, James.
No, I'm being serious. I used to always say that the pair of them were the dream team, and I used to think that Souček was up there, is in the class factor. Declan Rice pisses all over him all day long. And Declan's 23 years old, and Declan shouldn't be doing that, but he is because he's just he's so more advanced than Souček. So yeah, I'm going to give him all over him. I'm going to give him a high 3, and that's being kind. I thought he was terrible, mate, if I'm honest. Really did. Take it away, Mitch.
I'm really surprised you gave him a 3. I didn't expect a 3 from you. I was expecting a 4, maybe 5, really. So I feel like a proud father, really. Really proud of you.
No, I'm just being real, mate. Like
no, good. Because not enough people are. Like, I'm not going to lie. At the start of the season, I didn't want to say it or tweet it because I thought I would get
Let
absolutely.
me ask you this though, Mitch. I just want to ask you this quickly, yeah? I can remember Declan Rice spraying passes left, right, diagonal passes, running along the pitch. I don't remember Souček doing anything. And this is coming from me, and I've got a pretty good memory.
Not just this game, though, is it? It's been every
No.
game this season. Maybe the once or twice we've had an alright game. But what people need to realise is the levels, the amount of other good players are out there to replace Souček, who could do 10 times as good a job. And what Rice deserves mostly, like Rice deserves someone that can really, in that midfield, that can really complement him.
Yeah, but the
Souček
difference
this season
is,
has done the quite opposite.
Yeah, but the difference is, though, Mitch, I can remember Declan Rice's passes, like, quite clear.
Oh, yeah, same. Today
right?
he was doing left, right, and centre. Superb.
Yeah, but I can't remember Souček doing anything, really, apart from losing his man for the third goal. Do you know what I mean? So, it is, like, what's the geezer done, really, this season? He hasn't really done a lot.
He's just mucked about. He's had a shocking season. I'm not going to lie. He's had a shocking season, in my opinion.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm giving him a higher 3. I thought first half he was good. I'm probably being harsh, but I'm trying to be. The second half, he got completely destroyed. He just got completely done over.
I thought for the was it second goal as well? Just
third
let
goal
off his man.
Yeah, I think it's third goal.
Is it?
I think so. I think it's the third goal that we saw, and we said
the second one though, when
the
ball was passed across, and he had that shot.
Yeah,
Souček just let the man have the space. It was his man. He had the space in front of him to close him down. He didn't see the danger when the pass was about to be played, and then by then it was too late, and he took way too long to close him down. He's very slow, isn't he? He's very slow. And I think he's.
What do you rate him, Mitch?
3. Yeah, 3. I was thinking about 4, but then I was thinking about all the shitty, sloppy passes, and I thought, I can't do that, actually. No, 3. 3.
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 for Thomas Souček. I don't know what's happened to him. Mate,
I didn't look at the who scored pass success rate. Could someone in the comments do me a massive favour, if you could, because I love you all. Yeah. Could one of you go on who scored, please, and look at Souček's pass success rate for today's game? If you can, I'll be forever grateful.
Nice one. Let's move on to this man, Mr. Declan Rice. I don't know where to start with this kid. This kid is top class, mate. And I swear to God, if West Ham lose him, West Ham go back to being West Ham fold.
Wait, no, sorry. Film my cock. Fuck off. Sorry, go on, mate.
Well, I'm talking about Declan Rice now. Yeah, and Dec is top class. Top class. His passing range was excellent today, Mitch, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'd like him to do a bit more. I think sometimes his long range passing is slightly sloppy, but compared to the top end midfielders in the world, which is where he probably needs to work on a bit. But today he was very good, pinpoint with those passes and kept the game ticking. Yeah, I feel so bad for him. But you've got to play with the players that he had in front of him today, like Fornals, Lanzini, and Souček. It's just hard. It is hard. Like I can't blame him. And the thing is, the fact he still comes out and produces these incredible performances for us, whilst playing with these average players, it's a massive credit to him. I'll give him an 8. Yeah, good 8 today. It was very solid.
Totally agree. 100,000% agree with you. Solid 8 for me, big time. This geezer's top class, mate. His passing range is excellent. His awareness of the game is excellent. He's excellent, and that's the difference. When you've got Declan Rice spraying passes left and right, like Paul Scholes used to back in the day, and then you look at Souček today and you say, well, what did really Souček do, apart from lose the ball quite a few times? It's night and day for me. We've got to have one of the best windows this summer. There's no two ways about it. The summer window has to be massive, and we need this geezer at this club.
Shit.
As Mitch sorts his camera out, I will move on to this man, Pablo Fornals. Mate, where do I start with this geezer? Where do I start with Pablo Fornals?
As I said, it's 56.7%. Look at that. And if that's true, it's no surprise to me. And all the people that lick his fucking ass, have a look at that. Thank you, Jazz. Appreciate it.
It's 56.7 to 90. There you go, mate.
There's the fucking comparison. Fucking people need to wake up, mate.
And that is being that's being polite, isn't it? Let's be honest. Well, I'm trying not to be negative tonight because I don't want people thinking that I'm just negative just to try and get views. I'm not being negative to try and get views. Far from it. I'm being negative because it was a negative performance. But I'm going to go back to Pablo. Mate. I'm going to go back to Pablo Fornals, and I agree with this comment here. All right, it's as easy as it can get. Fornals free, right? Listen, I love it that he's a West Ham. He loves West Ham. Yeah, I love it that he's very passionate about the club. He sings bubbles to his kid. He loves the club. I get all that, but his performances over the last, say, 3 months have been so inconsistent. It's been unnatural. Right, you know what I mean, Mitch? Like, this geezer gets a pass a lot of the times because he's Pablo.
Consistent. I don't think he's been good at all, mate. Like, not even it's not even like one good game,
in the last 3 months. In the last 3 months, Mitch,
one good, 3 bad.
Yeah, but in the last 3 months, name me a game where he's played decent in.
That's what I'm saying. Sevilla, maybe.
I would say Leon away, right?
Leon,
where he played well in. Other than that, I can't remember a Premier League game he played well in. Against City last week, we drew 2-2, but he wasn't involved in anything. There's been other games previous to that. Brentford, he was poor. Burnley, he was poor. Who else was there? Everton, he was okay. We won. I like him as a bloke. Yeah, I think he's a good squad player for me, but he shouldn't be first choice. I just don't see what he brings. He brings work rate, but we need more than just work rate. We need skill. We need goal scoring.
Exactly.
He doesn't either. What do you think, Mitch?
I completely agree with you, mate. I think you're absolutely bang on. What Adam said there about Fornals supposed to be good for his passing, but he can't even do that. He's absolutely bang on. When he's not a player that's blessed with pace or skill to beat a man. He's not the strongest either. He's a little lad. And when you're passing, it's supposed to be your main attribute, which it is according to some people, which it probably is.
Yeah.
Then your passing has to be better. Like, this season, his passing is so inconsistent. Like, there's been the occasional game where his passing has been sublime. You go, wow, look at him. He's great. And then everyone pipes up and says, oh my God, he's the fucking Cockney Iniesta. All that bollocks. And then the next 3 games, his passing, like today, was absolutely shocking. And I'd like to see his pass accuracy as well, Fornals. I'd like to see his pass accuracy because it's just not good enough for the level we want to be. He's not been good enough this season, in my opinion. He started all right, but now it's very hot and cold.
If someone can go to that site, if Jazz can go to that site and get the stats for Pablo Fornals' passing today, I'd like to see it before I move on. For me, I just think he's very, very, very overhyped at West Ham. I really do, Mitch.
What do you want to see from him next season, then?
I think he's in the wrong position. That's the first question. But the question that needs to be answered is, this man is not a left-sided winger. He's not a left-sided attacker.
But even central, I don't think he's quite good enough either.
No, what he is, he's an industrial midfielder. He's a person who breaks play up and passes the ball up and moves the ball on. He's not an attacker. He don't score many goals. He's not fast enough. He don't score any headers. So he is a sort of.
And is that good enough? Is that good enough for where we want to be, though, James?
In a 4-3-3, if we play 4-3-3, I would happily have him next to Rice and say Calvin Phillips all day long.
I agree, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have some of that, and then have 3 out-and-out attackers. Right. Because let's be honest here, this season we've relied on Bowen quite a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Adam says I think it's 66% or close to that. If that is the case, that's poor, mate. For a player
Shocking.
who's known for his passing
For his
ability.
passing, exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? What are you rating him today, Mitch? Pablo Fornals was
I'll give it
64.3%.
Not a single good thing. Wasteful when going forward, and in a game where we didn't create many big chances. Well, I think we had one shot on target, didn't we? In the whole game or something.
I think so, yeah.
Well, there you go. And for the fact that he got himself in decent positions, but then fucking completely wasted it. Yeah, shocking. Really, really poor too. One of his worst performances this season for me. Really bad.
I'm gonna give him 3. I'm just gonna give him a 3. I'm with you, the same vibe. Don't get me wrong. But I look at him, I just don't see what this geezer brings. I've had so much stick because I've backed Ben Rama up, but I wonder if people are going to start digging out Fornals because he can't pass a ball. Right today, for example, yeah, we are on the counter attack. We've got a great opportunity to score, right, or even get a shot on target, and he passes the ball backwards to Lanzini. Lanzini's running through with him. All he's got to do is put the ball sideways or slightly in front of Lanzini to run onto.
It's the basics of football, mate, isn't it? That it was so poor. I was absolutely furious at that pass.
I've always said this. I think he's in the wrong position at West Ham. Right.
So look at what Justice just said.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Mitch will like this one. Souček had 37 touches today. Fabianski had 42. There you go. Say no more. But what it is, Mitch, before we move on, so it's a 3 from me. It's a 4. It's a 2 from Mitchell.
Yeah.
Moving on. I just want to say that. Yeah. I just want to get this comment up here so everyone can see it. When people say about me and Mitchell being negative, the stats don't lie. That's one thing with anything, Mitch. The stats will never lie to you. Yeah, the stats are what they are. And when our goalkeepers had more touches than our DM.
I've been negative today towards, not the whole team, to the few players which really brought the performance down. Souček and Fornals, the main 2 for me. I've had a go at them. It's not about being negative. I've said the piece. I've not even known about the facts, but I've guessed the facts were going to prove that it was shit anyway. And guess what? It has 64% pass accuracy for a player supposed to be great at passing, and then 57% pass accuracy for fucking Souček, who doesn't even try difficult passes. Like, it makes you wonder. It's embarrassing.
When our goalkeeper is having more touches on the ball than our DM, that to me says it all.
There you go.
It's basically say no more. Moving on to this man, Manuel Lanzini, bullied today.
He was.
I thought he got absolutely bullied, especially in the second half. They smothered all over him. Listen, Manny's been a great servant to West Ham, and as I always say on this channel, the goal he scored against Spurs a few years ago, or 18 months ago, will forever be in our memory. But I think Manny's sort of coming to the end a little bit.
He's very hot and cold.
I think sentimental values with West Ham put him in the team, but he hasn't been up to scratch for months. Is it because
don't just sell him? Because he would go for cheap anyway. Like, he's probably good for cup games, isn't he?
I wouldn't sell him, but I look at him and I think, is he a first choice starter at West Ham?
Oh, not in a million years. No, not anymore.
Right, and he's been great for us. Like, as Ian says, he's been a good servant for us. But I'll just look at him and I think we need pace, we need youth, we need electric pace. We need to be more. If we're playing these
you mean players that are direct, mate? We haven't got enough players that are direct, have we?
But it proved it last year, Mitch. Yeah, with Lingard. When Lingard picked the ball up, right, he got us up the pitch.
Every time you're on the edge of your feet, edge of your seat,
edge
of your feet.
Yeah.
With Lanzini and Fornals, you're just like. And Souček, every time I see Souček, I'm not even joking. When I'm with someone watching the game, I cross my hands, I go, let's see what Souček could do here, and I go, surprise, surprise. I don't even get angry with him anymore.
Don't get me wrong, Lanzini, as I say, has been a good servant. But for me, next season, I think he should be on the bench. Right, he should be a backup squad member if he's still here, obviously. What else can I say? Really, like he's done good things, but we're relying on and I don't always agree with Thunder, sideways and backwards passing all the time. Like, and
Yeah,
that is
it is.
a valid point. But what
And he
it is,
don't
you've
get
got.
in good positions, mate, either. He don't
But what it
really
is, you've
go
got two
forward in good
players
positions.
in Fornals and Lanzini who play the same way. Do you know what I mean? So you're literally counteracting each other. What am I going to give him today? I'm going to give him a 4. I thought he was all right in the first half. He was okay, but second half, like they just run through us. They run
Yeah.
through that system. They run through us, and they completely destroyed us in the second half. What are you giving him, Mitch?
So look at what Jazz has put there.
I
Look
will.
at that stat.
I will put it up
Sorry,
in.
mate. Sorry. All right.
Give me a rating for Lanzini.
I completely agree. I'll give him a 4, probably a low 4. Physically, he was made to be an absolute little bitch today. Unfortunately, he was a little bitch to them Brighton midfielders. He just couldn't. He just didn't have any time on the ball really to do anything. He didn't get into good positions. There was a lot of times where I said, Lanzini, drop for Cresswell, drop for Sofal, for Bowen, for the players, for Rice. And he didn't. And then when he did, and we were when we were going forward, he just kind of didn't make an effort to go up the pitch. Positionally, he's pretty poor, Lanzini, actually, I think. He's got good first touch, and that's what he's been great at, and his little burst acceleration. But unfortunately, the only part of his game is quite good nowadays. And as much as I love Manuel, and I love his attitude for the club, and I love his love for the club, his time is slightly dwindling. And I wouldn't sell him in summer because, I mean, unless we got like more than 10 million for him, which we wouldn't. But I think he's great for just being that squad role, really, mate. Squad role, playing for cup games, etc.
I agree, mate. Let's look at this coming up from Scott. Says James, there's plenty of YouTubers on here who cream over his ball retention. I'm sorry, but that's just not good enough. I could have 100% pass completion if I'm passing backwards. Say no more. Joe, what, mate? I'm tired. Right, I'm just tired today of this, of people who just seem to accept it when other teams.
And there's been loads of people.
Yeah, and that's why I'm sort of very like numb to all this. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've got to admit, Lanzini's been a great servant. Should he be here next year? We'll find out. Let's move on to this man, Jared Bowen. Listen, I understand what people are saying today. Are you going to come with the same energy for other players as you will do with Bowen? But this is the argument that I used to hear all the time, Mitch. You can't come at players because look what they've done. Now, if we didn't have Jared Bowen and Declan Rice in our team, we would be nowhere near a Europa League semi-final, nowhere near finishing 7th, and nowhere near the top 10, right? Was Bowen good today? No, not really. I think he was ineffective. Didn't really do anything, really. He was dead quiet. But when you are playing a 4-2-2-2 system, right, you're playing 2 DMs, Lanzini and Fornals, and you're playing Antonio and Bowen, and they're all over the place. Like they are. Like I couldn't work out the system. The system was just
it was fucked, wasn't it?
The system was weird, right? Today I thought Bowen was quiet. I can't go hard on him because he's been amazing. He scored multiple goals. He's made chances.
But still, give a rating for today's game, though. Like fair rating.
I think first half he was decent. He was all right. He got about the pitch. He was threatening. He was trying to make things happen. Second half, dead. So for that, if you're going to go down the middle of the road, I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, I agree. I think 5's fair.
I think a 5's fair for him, Mitch. So I don't look at him and go, oh, he was absolutely shambolic. But at least one thing with that kid, he won't stop trying. Do you know what I mean? Some of the players in this team, they just seem like they're in the team because they're a name. If I'm being honest, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm giving him a 5. What are you giving him, Mitch?
I agree. I think 5 is fair. I had the exact same thoughts as you, to be fair, mate. I don't think, to be fair, I disagree. I don't think he was actually that good in the first half. I thought he was pretty poor. It didn't get into good positions, really, mate. It didn't really make good runs.
Right.
Didn't drop for the ball enough for me.
But
Just
what's the
let
ball going
Soufal
down?
do all the work done right, which he done well, Soufal. So I have to give him credit there, which I did
Yeah,
earlier.
but when you're playing a 4-2-2-2 system, Mitch, because that's what it
Mm.
was on the commentator, which I was watching today, they say that West Ham are playing like Ralph Rangnick way. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
fuck me, please not, because
yeah, it was a strange system, but I still think that doesn't excuse you from just dropping deep for the pass or making the run,
I agree.
asking for the
I
ball.
I
Because
agree on
Rice, no
that.
matter what situation, no matter what formation Rice was in, he would always play the same.
Yeah, but he's world class, mate.
He
That's the
is.
difference. You got to,
Yeah, but exactly. So that's why
yeah.
there's always room to criticise everyone, really.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. But what I'm saying is, when I look at Bowen, when you're playing a 4-2-2-2 system, yeah, he's coming in field when really he's better off from the right. Really, West Ham's system for me personally is a 4-3-3. Always has been. Three central midfielders, yeah, and three out and out attackers. Yeah, we played 4-3-3 the other week against City, I think it was, and it worked. And we've played 4-3-3 before, and it's worked. But I don't know. Do you know what I mean? What you rating him? A 5 then, Mitch, yeah?
Yeah, 5
100% agree, mate. Let's move on to the goal scorer. Mikel Antonio. I thought he was decent today, mate, in spells. But one thing I will say
yeah.
one thing I'm going to say is he falls down a lot.
Oh, mate, he does wind me up, especially that first half where
Mm.
he's proper thrown himself to the ground.
Yeah, there was
He
a few
does do it
times.
too much. I said it last week, didn't I, against City? Like,
Yeah.
what was it the time where everyone was cunting off the ref? What game was that? Was it City? Cutting off the ref for Antonio not getting any fouls, and he did deserve them. But there's so many times, mate, he does just throw himself to the ground for such a big lump. And like, it was alright if he's a tiny little baby like Lanzini, but he's not. He's a massive big lump. So really, he shouldn't be going down as much as he should be. I get you trying to buy the foul, but there's got to be a bit more kind of, I don't know, respectfulness in it. Like just fall. Like, I don't know, don't dive like he's doing. Like kind of actually fight for it, and then just kind of fall to the ground if you do feel quite a bit of contact. But besides from that, I thought he was very good today. I agree with James. I thought, yeah, especially in the first half, he done quite well. Ran the channels well. The goal was absolutely superb. Do you think it's a foul? I'm 50-50. If it was West Ham, I was thinking that's not a foul. But then I thought, if that was against me, I don't. If that was against
I think
us,
it's I think
I
it's
don't know.
soft. I think it's soft
It's
if it's
soft
given.
if it was given,
Yeah.
but I would want it to be given. I think as a West Ham fan, if it was on us, like I was
Do
thinking,
you know what? Do you know
I'd
what
bring,
though,
I
Mitch?
would bring up the rule book. I go, that's a push.
Mitch, I just want to say
Mm.
this, yeah. Buster says the geezer on the right has no idea, and he's laughing, right? But Arthur comes back and says the geezer on the right says it how it is actually, mate. And then Thunder comes in and
Oh,
says Fornals don't stop trying. You give him a 2. Well, I'll give him a 3, but yeah. And Bowen was rubbish on the first half as well. He made no excuses for no one else. I'll make no excuses, Thunder, for no one else because the simple fact of the matter is Fornals gets a pass every fucking week, mate, and he shouldn't do. If you can come out and criticise Benny, and you can criticise Antonio, you can criticise Soucek, Fornals is no different, and he deserves to be told that he wasn't good enough. He hasn't been good enough for about the last 3 months. He had one good game in 3 months. It ain't good enough. Mikel Antonio today for me gets a high 7 for me. Great goal. He helped me out today, Mikel, and he was on it. Like he was on it today. I agree with you though, Mitch. Something you said to me before, your words was this geezer keeps falling down and trying to buy fouls. He's trying, it doesn't work. So he needs to stay on his feet,
especially the
really.
way he's doing it. Like it's getting a bit slightly embarrassing now for him, and it's a bit, it's being such a big lump. It's a bit silly. It does look a bit silly now.
Yeah,
I agree. Sometimes it is a foul, but there are times like today, on a couple of occasions, he does make himself look like a bit of a tit.
I agree, mate. Moving on though.
What would you give him?
I'll give him a high 7. What are you giving him?
I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 as well.
Yeah,
Fantastic goal. Was it the first of the goal he scored outside of the box in the Premier League?
Oh yeah, do you know what, mate? I can't remember, mate, but I think it is.
I think
it is. Yeah, let's move on to this man, Mr. Mark Noble. Last game ever in a West Ham shirt. Obviously, we spoke about him last week.
Mate, don't make me cry. Fucking hell.
Nah. one thing I will say is like he is going to be very truly missed next season. Forget about West Ham for a minute. Forget about the players, but him around the squad and around the club is going to be missed. We need to get him back around the squad. Listen, it is a shame, but he knows that his time has come to an end. And do you know what? When I look at other players in this team, and I look at Mark could still do a fucking job. Mark could still come in and do a job, and Mark would be not out of place amongst the players who are playing at present.
He could still do a job in the Championship, mate, at like a good level, I think.
And do you know what I mean? I think he's been absolutely first class. Obviously, he come on to that as a sub. I can't remember what the score was, but I think he was 2-1 down when he come on. And yeah, I'm going to give him. I'll give him a standard 5. He didn't do nothing major, but it's very sad that he is leaving at the end of the season, and that is his final game in the West Ham shirt. And as of tomorrow, he's unemployed. So yeah, what are you giving him, Mitch?
Would you give him
5?
Yeah, give him 5 as well. Yeah.
Right.
If it's probably not applicable, really, didn't do anything, but.
Moving on to this man, Andre Yarmolenko. Mitch, take it away.
That is an unbelievable stat, by the way, what Jazz put up, but 444 attempts outside the box. There's that surely not. 444 attempts outside the box.
What are you rating Yarma today, mate?
5 as well. 5. Did he do anything?
His last game in the West Ham shirt and all. So,
oh my god, mate, yeah, fuck.
So,
Fredericks, mate, it doesn't even feel like the end of the season, does it? To me, I think because of the way it's gone, everyone's in a bad mood. It's not been much reflection really. Fuck, it's weird.
I feel that he's been a good servant to West Ham in spells. I think when he first came in, he was decent. He got injured. I always say the goal against Chelsea saved us 2 years ago, and I'll stick with that. Do you know what I mean? I think if he doesn't score that winning goal, I think we go down. This year, he's come in and he scored vital goals. Let's be honest. The Seville at home in extra time, the Villa game. So, yeah, listen, he's done his time and it's time to say goodbye. I'll give him, Joe Watt, for his time at West Ham, I'll give him, and today, I'll give him a 6. I think he's done okay. Do you know what I mean? What are you giving him today?
A lot of respect for Yarmolenko. I'll give him a 6 as well, then purely for that factor. I've always been someone that's given. I tried to back Yarmolenko. It's been tough. Yeah. I think purely because I've always liked his mentality, his work rate, and the fact when he's come back, he's always received so much stick. And rightfully so. But I think he's kind of been overshadowed at some point. At some point. So the games he's played this season, when he's played, he's done a better job than Fornals. And I'm not joking. It may sound crazy, but when he's actually played, he's scored some big goals for us this season, and he hasn't been terrible. I think last season when he played, he was pretty shit. But this season, he wasn't actually that bad. When he did play as a sub, and I reckon he'll still do a good job in other leagues, maybe like the Serie A. And I think that's probably the best place for him. Where the football's a bit slower, it doesn't really require pace, but a good first touch and good passing and long range efforts is where he succeeds at. So.
Yeah,
wow, that's an incredible stat, Jazz. I'll give him a 6, and I've always had loads of respect for Yarmolenko. He has stolen a living, being at 120 grand a week. It's been a bit of a joke, but I remember him for his good times. Everton away, the 2 goals he scored, Chelsea, Sevilla, Aston Villa.
I agree with you, mate. Totally. Final rating on the subs, Mitch. Ben Johnson. What's your thoughts on Ben today? I don't understand why Ben come on today. I thought Kafal was playing well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I think maybe I don't even know. I was about to say rest, but then I realised it's the end of the season. I don't know. I actually don't have a clue, mate. Saw nothing of him. I'm not going to give him a rating personally.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give him a standard 5. I think a 5 is just about right, really. Didn't do nothing What else can you say? Let's move on to this. The ref. What do you think of the ref today, Mitch?
Um,
Kevin Friend.
Kevin Friend. Hot and cold. What was it? A couple times where. Oh, what was the one? What's the one? Oh, a dirty tackle from Mopai on Lanzini. It was a clear
Yeah.
yellow card for me, and he didn't get his card out for that one. I don't know. To be fair, I don't think he was actually too bad, really. I think he let the flow of the game go.
Yeah.
You could argue he went our way in terms of letting us off for the Antonio push for our goal, depending on how you look at it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd give him a 6. Give him a 6.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I agree. Everything what you just said, 6 for me out of 10. It's a quick rating for me. I don't like him as a ref. I think he's too. I think there's a couple of things like where he just little nudges and stuff, and he just blows up for a foul all the time. So, yeah, not for me. Moving on though to this man, Mr. David Moyes. Final rating of the evening before I get into my last few thoughts. Mitch, I want to know. This is going to be interesting now. What the fuck happened at half time? Because we're going at half time 1-0 up. We've got the lead. We're in control of the game now. And
we can't like we just shut ourselves.
It was
strange.
It was like
very strange.
It was like they was all pissed. It was like they was all pissed at their heads.
It was.
It was like they was all drinking champagne in there at half time. They come out and they don't know how to play football again. I've never seen a collapse like that in West Ham for a long time. For a long time. I've seen us lose games this season. Southampton being one of them, where we lost 3-1 and we collapsed there. But to go in 1-0 up and then lose the game 3-1 the way we did is borderline shocking. So,
oh yeah,
what do you think today of Moyes?
It's a shame, really, because for him to have such a good season like he's had, Moyes and got into us, semi-finals, Europa League, and seventh place, which is very good with the squad we've had and the injuries we've had this season as well. It's a shame that I'm going to be giving him a low rating. I'm going to give him a 4. I thought today he's to blame. He didn't get the players up for the game. For me, I would have started Ariola in goal over Fabianski, who hasn't been quite good enough for me recently.
Yeah,
I would have started Lanzini in the midfield as well, next to Rice, because I think that's how we could benefit going forward today.
Yeah.
As you saw from the game, we really struggled to create any chances whatsoever. So I reckon we would have benefited more from that. And I would have played either Vlasic or Yarmolenko further forward, or I could flex because it's like the final game of the season. Yeah, I wouldn't. I need him to. He needs to start giving some of the youth some more game time, mate. It's really wound me up this season. It's been one of the biggest little ags I've had with Moyes this season, that he's not given the youth players any time at all, besides from the Dynamo Kiev game. Zagreb. And I thought some players there looked really good. It's a shame that some of them haven't kicked on and got minutes at least. Mate. It's not even like I'm not even asking them to start. They deserve minutes.
Right. Give me a rating for him today, and then we're going to speak about you.
4.
4. What can I give him today? I think. How can I put this? It comes out in the second half, and within the first few minutes, we're getting overrun. We're getting massively overrun, and I could see what's coming. Like the goal was coming. Then they scored. Yeah. Lanzini was getting bullied. Fornals was poor. You've got subs on the bench. We need to win the game. It's 1-1. Yeah, and he does nothing. And I think he brings Noble on when we're 2-1 down. I think it is right. So I'm going to give him a 5. I think I've seen a comment in there that people are saying that he was fuming. His interview after, he's absolutely fuming with the team.
I haven't seen his interview after.
Right, he said if these players don't want to go and perform like that, I don't want them here. Basically,
as I said, I will be interested to see it. Right. I've just been so raging with the performance.
And listen, if I'm criticising the team and people are coming at me, yeah, how comes David Moyes can criticise the team and no one's going to come at him?
Well, there you go, mate. Exactly.
Right, David Moyes David Moyes is 100% right. Today's performance was not good enough. Yeah, we are 1-0 up. Man United are 1-0 down. All we've got to do is see out 45 minutes or come out with the ambition to go and kill the game off, score another goal. Brighton are gone. Then we're in sixth and we've got Europa League football. I think
Players will know that. Moyes will know that Palace are 1-0 up, surely.
I think the only criticism I've got of Moyes, but I'm going to get onto that in a minute, is another issue. But for today, I'm going to rate him a 5 out of 10. Mitchell's gone with a 4. And that is the player ratings for the last game of the season. Brighton 3, West Ham 1. Now let's get into it before we come towards the end, Mitch. Where I don't want to say where's it all gone wrong, because we've had a good season to a point. But in your opinion, Mitch, where's the collapse from January the 1st, that like Palace away, we win the game 3-2, to May the 22nd? Where does it all seem to dwindle out? Because to me, we've got 7th, but we're not playing like a team who's in 7th at the minute.
100%. We've been very lucky that teams around us have dropped performances. We were so lucky that Wolves have really dropped off. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing European football next season if it wasn't for their massive drop in form. I mean, we've always had quite a big gap between us, but suddenly that gap is really closed in the last 10 games. And I think, mate, to be fair, it's not just depth. Everyone says depth. Depth is a massive problem, obviously. But I think it's the fact that we've just been playing the same way and we haven't switched it up. We've not been adapting to the teams we've been playing against. Like, for example, like today, for example, I would not have played Souček today because I think the way we needed to play the game was to play against them with possession and retain the ball, because they hold the ball all the time. They're a possession-based team. You've got players like Souček in there who completely undermine that. Then you're going to be in trouble. And we was because of him, not just because of him, but it was a massive part to playing that. I just think injuries as well. Injuries hasn't helped us. Us having to play with Diop in the Premier League games, especially halfway through the season, really shook us up. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that and do need to remember that Diop playing and having many shockers in that spell really cost us points. And I think only having one striker from the start of the season. So I think Antonio, playing all the time, slowly wearing out, getting a bit of an ego, you could say.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of factors really. And I think Moyes' stubbornness as well at some points in terms of not willing to change, not trying the youth as well. Massive thing.
I'm going to get onto that though, Mitch, with the youth. Now, I done a show the other day with Lucas, and I said about the youth. Today was a prime example today, wasn't it? Oko Flex is sitting on the bench. We're 1-1. We need a goal. We've got players on there who are not performing. Yarmolenko is too slow, right? We need right. And Oko Flex hasn't played one game in the Premier this year. Has he been on the pitch? Is it? I'm going to ask a few questions before we come to the end. Yeah, but are we overhyping our youngsters, or does Moyes think our youngsters are just not good enough?
Well, mate, you say that, but I don't know. I think they deserve Premier League minutes, because you don't know how they're going to play against Premier League players until you play them.
Yeah.
So fair play for giving them some minutes, and you can see they're really shook up by it. Odobeko got some minutes last season, and he did look a bit shaken up, and he did kind of struggle to have his impact to the game. But at least he tried him. This season, he's not tried anyone. And the least he could have done, this season, is the two centre halves, Baptiste and Alès, who I think, especially Baptiste, is a player probably the most likely to succeed in the youth academy. Why he didn't play any of them, Baptiste or Alès, in the final 10 minutes of games where he was winning by 2 goals or more, alongside experienced players that could just kind of help him and kind of get a feel of Premier League football and what it's like. Because what's the point of having these academy players here to build for the future if you're not going to fucking try them at all in the Premier League? Because a lot of them are getting older. Unless he's getting older now. I thought, was he 21? next season he's going to be coming on to 22, and that's the point really we've got to be looking at. Does he stay? Does he go? Does he go on loan? Does he play in the Premier League to become a squad player? We don't know because he's not trying. None of these youth players have had any fucking minutes in the Premier League, especially Ashby as well. Ashby deserves some minutes for me as well, and Longello. Longello's the main one for me.
So we don't even know if these players are Premier League proven.
We don't.
So it's
we're playing Zagreb, and some of them surely are surely capable of being at least squad players. Surely, like Longello.
Well, I think Ashby is 100%.
I think Longello instead of Cresswell could have contended with Cresswell this season if he got more minutes. 100%.
Yeah. See, that's the youth side, right? We've qualified now for the Europa Conference, and Steve says here, I didn't realise we have a qualifying game before we actually get into the Conference League.
Do we?
So we could.
I heard about that today.
Right. So basically, then we could have another game. We could have more games now because of today, because today's performance. And listen, I'm not going to say about today too much, but today's performance reflects the mood. The mood's going to be somber because we're in a position to get Europa League, and now we've got to go through conference. What do you think about the conference next year? Now we're guaranteed that we're 7th place finish.
I did say I would have taken conference with the way we was playing, and especially I think 2 months ago, it was where we was really struggling and we could not string 2 passes together and we could not score any goals. I think that was the point where I would have said, oh mate, I'll take 7th all day long now. I could have seen us slipping down. We've been lucky, as I said, with teams like Wolves really dropping their performances. And Palace, to some extent as well, they've been doing that. They haven't been quite as good as what they were mid to start of the season.
Would you have taken 7th, Mitch, at 5 o'clock today, being 1-0 up?
We'll take something. No, because we were guaranteed 7th anyway.
That's what I'm trying to say. For me, I think we've got 7th by default, really, in a roundabout way, because I think that. I think Wolves have been absolutely shocking. They haven't won a game for God knows when. I think we've just our last win in the league. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Everton, and that was back in March, I think, or April.
Norwich.
Oh yeah, Norwich. Yeah, but let's be honest, proper win. I think Norwich were relegated. You know what I mean by then, and they I don't know.
I thought Norwich was good. But it did help that we didn't play it as that fucking useless potato salad munching cunt Souček in the pitch.
Yeah. Listen, I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be interesting to see how it goes around next season.
Yeah, I don't mind Conference League, honestly. I don't mind.
And the only fear I do have next season is the budget. The budget now, I think you get Europa League, they give you a Europa League budget. You get Conference League, I think you've got a Conference League budget. Yeah.
Well, maybe we're probably only talking a difference of 5 or 10 mil. I don't think too much.
Yeah, but that 5 or 10 mil can go 5 or 10 mil on wages for a couple of free transfers, can't it, Mitch? Let's be honest. So when you look at it like that, it's an interesting one. So you're happy with 7th, Mitch? All good? Yeah, looking forward to next season.
Season's gone on. I'm happy with 7th, and I'm looking forward to it. It's only because today, in the moment, we're all pissed off. I still ain't happy about it. But I'm looking forward to next season. I am confident. I've not been confident with Moyes and transfers, but I am confident this summer that he will change. I think there's been lots of cracks this season. As well as we've done this season, there's been a lot of cracks. And I think Moyes saying about Souček as well, he hasn't earned his contract yet and all that, says a lot. And I think he does recognise that there are gaps to be filled. All the insiders as well, like West Ham United employee, are saying that we are really looking at loads of players and that we are looking at a big overhaul and adding lots of squad players, squad depth. And I'm really looking forward to see what striker we bring in because I think it's guaranteed that we bring in at least one striker in the summer. And I think there's some really good. I think there's loads of strikers out there available to us. If we want any striker that is within our budget, we can get it. Because Europa League and the Conference League, we've got the kind of pulling power now. We have, finishing 6th and 7th 2 seasons in a row in the Premier League, playing in London, 60,000 seat stadium. It's a good pulling power.
I agree, but what's acceptable for you this summer, as in transfer budget?
In terms of the transfer budget, it's got to be at least 100 million. The fact we haven't spent a single fucking penny in January, and that we're releasing fucking Crow, Fredericks, I think David Martin, Yarmolenko as well. That's a lot of wages worth, and hopefully Masuaku as well. So yeah, I think 100 million plus pulling power. What do you mean? I just explained what pulling power means. So yeah, and well, we'll see how it goes. But I'm confident. I'm confident that we're gonna have a good summer transfer window, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Actually, I like a bit of gossip. I know a load of it is a load of bollocks, and just journalists looking to make a name for themselves and trying to get the source out there first. But I do like a bit of transfer rumours. I'm not gonna lie.
I like some rumours, but I want to see some signs at this fucking club.
Yeah, so do I.
I've just about had enough
early as well
of penny pinching, being tight, being. This reminds me of West Ham 25 years ago, Mitch. Like getting these players in who are just fucking not good enough. Like this season, when you look at the summer transfer window from last season, Mitch, right, and you look at it and go, basically, Crow has been a flop, Vlasic has been a flop, everyone else has been a flop. Mitch,
yeah,
you love them comments, mate. That's me.
Sorry, no, I'm listening, James. Sorry, go on.
But what I'm saying is, are the board worried about giving Moyes a lot of money?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if Moyes can really, Moyes speaks some, well, I expect quite a lot. All the owners will contact them, so I'm sure they're on a similar wavelength. Like they'll know, the owners will know. They will be. They would have told Moyes, look, Vlasic hasn't worked out, Crow hasn't worked out. We expect, better signings now, and let's make use of the money. And I think he will. I think no look into the Croatian league or fucking Russian league. I think let's look to top leagues now. No championship as well because it's worked there for us. But the French league, Bundesliga, La Liga. Let's have a look at some top leagues here and bring some players that have got a good record already in top quality football.
I agree. As we sort of come towards the end, Mitch, what's been your best moment seeing West Ham live this season?
For me, live or at the game?
Yeah.
At the game, yeah?
At the game, yeah.
It would have been Sevilla, but obviously I fucked up the ticket. I don't want to speak about that because it always makes me angry. But for me, it's Leeds away when Antonio scored that second goal. Only because the celebration was absolutely ridiculous. I just tried running to the front, and I just got picked up by like 4 blokes, and I was just being carried down. I didn't know what was going on, and it just really made me laugh at the time. Yeah, and I just loved the buzz after that game. And then the fucking what's his name? Tommy Tare got his dildo out behind West Ham fan TV camera for the first time, and the fan cam got taken down. It was just a really good night, and we spent the night out in Leeds, so that it was a really good night. Plus AJ versus Usyk that night. For me, that was the best experience this season for me. Leeds away. Really
what's the worst game you've seen live this season?
Oof. I think I'd have to go through it game by game. Really, I think it's one of the more recent games in the last couple of months at home where it's been a lot more flat. Actually, maybe Brentford at home. Actually, Brentford at home was really poor, and it was just a nothing game. We didn't play well that game, and we was doing quite well before that. And Scott said that as well. Yeah, I'd say Brentford at home. I think Brentford at home, from what I can remember. Yeah.
And the final one for me is who's been. How can I put it? Apart from Souček, who's disappointed you the most this season?
Sorry.
Who's disappointed you the most this season, players wise?
Besides from Souček, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Souček ain't disappointed me because I've never had much faith in him anyway, even from the start of the season. For me, I'm disappointed the most. So a player that I've had faith in that hasn't really done as well as I'd hoped. I'd say Ben Rama.
Oh,
Yeah, because I've always backed Ben Rama to be amazing. I think he's had quite a few bad games this season, and he hasn't had the season I was hoping him to have. Because, and I still back him. I still think he's a good player.
mm,
But I was expecting to. I know he's got the great stats in terms of goals and assists, but
mm,
I was expecting him to do a bit better in terms of consistency. Because last season he was a bit inconsistent, and I was expecting the consistency to come. And he started off really well, but
mm.
little things about him really still wind me up. Like his crossing, it needs to he's still crossing. It's a simple
I
part
just
of
don't
every
think he's.
footballer.
I just don't think he's a. He's not a wide man. He's an inside forward. I've
Yeah, I get
always
that,
said
but you
that.
still got to
Yeah.
have a decent crossing. Like he can't cross the
Yeah.
ball for shit.
I agree. I can't not disagree on that. You know what I mean? So yeah, listen. And finally, Moyes. How would you
Mm,
assess Moyes this season? Do you? Let's be honest. And it's why I'm going to try and leave it on this with Moyes. Is the January window the biggest fuck up that he's done for being so
yeah,
stubborn?
yeah.
And whose fault was that in January? Was it him being stubborn or was
Well,
it the board? Because I
we've
think
had
it's a
many
bit of
discussions
both.
about. I think more so Moyes, to be honest, mate. He said
Yeah,
himself, "There's not a striker out there that we could have got that's better than Antonio or to compete with Antonio." Origi was there. Everyone knows Origi was there because he was made available, and we could have signed
yeah,
him. There was no excuses for it. There was no
mm,
reason. There was no if it was another manager, say Pellegrini was still here in January or still was here
yeah,
in January, for example. Pellegrini 100% would have signed a striker, 100%,
yeah,
because he demanded from the board and he was quite thingy. Yes, he didn't make the best signs at times, but he
mm,
did demand from the board, and he had Husilios here. He did make demand. He said, "Oh, I want to sign players here, there, and everywhere." Moyes ain't
mm,
really done that. He's a bit of a bum lick to the board. I'm not gonna lie, at times, in terms of
mm,
waiting last minute for the best deals and that.
mm,
I think this summer we can't be waiting around to the last minute again, mate, because we need to get the best players that we think are the best targets now, right at the start,
mm,
because otherwise they're going to go away, maybe to another club, and we need them for pre-season as well to warm up with the team and get integrated with the system.
yeah.
So yeah, no more dithering. Hopefully in this summer.
Yeah, but do
I
you
don't
feel
think.
though, Mitch? Do you feel though that he has got? He's. I don't want to say I'd be rude of him, Moyes, because he
Mm,
has done great things. But has he become a bit of a yes man to the board? Or
Slightly, yeah, I think so. I
because
don't think people want to say it, but I think he has a little bit
I
because he owes
feel
them the respect from
yeah
when they brought him back.
because I feel that like if you're in a situation like we was right on January the 1st, we had just played Crystal Palace, and I think we was fourth in the league. It was
Mm,
fourth in the league, and we was competing for FA Cup, Europa League, Premier League, and we've ended up going out of all the competitions and finishing seventh. And let's be honest here, Spurs signed two players in the January window that finished fourth. Manchester United had the
Mate,
worst
that's what it
season.
needed. If we signed another striker, we would. I
Mm,
reckon we'd be sixth, 100% minimum.
mm. I do. I believe Moyes is a yes man. I just see a comment there. I do believe Moyes is a yes man because I believe the day after the window, he comes out with a PR statement saying about the board of giving like, but he just couldn't
Mm,
find the targets. But what?
exactly,
But
mate.
what I want to know is what's Rob Newman do? Because
Well,
Rob
I'd like
Newman's been
to.
at this
I
for
don't even know
ages.
what he looks like. The cunt. I want to see what he looks like first of all. I want to see what he looks like. I don't even know how old he is. I don't even know if he's fucking
Ex
Chinese,
Bristol,
Australian, English.
ex English geezer, ex Bristol City player, I think he used to be, and basically he's ex Manchester City like head of recruitment.
Norwich as well, wouldn't it? Norwich as well, wouldn't
Do
it?
you know what I mean?
Used to be
Whatever it
Norwich.
is, whatever it is next season, Mitch,
He's stolen
they've
the
got to
living.
get they've got to get the targets in. Like we
Mm.
need, like next season, I expect as a fan, I expect a left back, a centre half, a goalkeeper, two
Which has been
central mid,
signed. Aviola's been
two
signed, hasn't he?
two central midfielders, a centre forward, and a left-sided player, winger. Right,
Bosh.
that's what I. Like,
Simple. That's all we need, really.
yeah, but can we? Can you see West Ham going out and signing seven players? We'd be lucky if we signed 4. And what I've
Well,
heard,
you say that. I think we could. I think if we recognises that we're offloading quite a few players like Fredericks, maybe Masuaku,
well,
Yarmolenko,
I've got some
Brow's
news
going.
for you, Mitch. Mitch, I've got some news for you. They're
Yeah.
looking at offering Fredericks a new deal.
See, I actually don't mind it. He's on low wages. He's only on 40, 50 grand a week. It's not like a mega fucking chunk in the team. Yeah, I would probably rather see him go, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, really.
But
I'll be honest.
but is it the right thing though, Mitch?
It's not the right thing, nah. It's not.
Because the way I look at it
But
is, you might as well get rid of him. You might as well get rid of him and just upgrade Ashby. That's what I would do.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I can't say you're wrong, James. You're right. You're right.
I'd rather go. Ashby goes right back as a covering right back because listen, Ashby and Fredericks, they're no different. They're no different. They both got pace, right? Ashby's a better defender, I think, than Chris.
I'd say
Fredericks.
I don't think he's anywhere near as quick as Fredericks. I think Ashby's got a better cross on him.
Yeah,
I think Ashby's crossing ability is superb.
Yeah,
it's just the only thing I'm worried about Ashby in terms of going to Premier League football eventually is his physical presence. He's a small little lad, and he's a little.
Oh, Ashby.
Scared. Yeah.
No, I've seen Ashby a couple of times this year, mate. I see when West Ham had to chuck him in. When West Ham, I remember the game, the League Cup game, around 22nd of December to be precise. I think it was 22nd, 23rd of December, right before Christmas it was. And we lost the game 3-1 at Spurs away. And Ashby played, and Ashby was having it with Højbjerg.
Yes, right? I remember that. Actually.
And for me, when I look at Ashby, he's young, he's fresh, he's got a point to prove. And that's the main one of all, mate. He's hungry. He's hungry to succeed at West Ham, right? And that's what I want to see. We need a striker, but are we going to get a striker? Is another thing.
We will. I think we 100% will. I do.
Who would you say will be coming through the door at West Ham as a striker?
Who I want and who I think will be coming, two completely different things. I do think, if I had to put money on it now, I do think Dennis is the player that is most likely to come.
Right.
West Ham.
Is it the right choice? Because I'll be honest, I look at him and I think you've been in Watford this year. Yeah, you've scored some goals, but he don't pull no trees up for me, if I'm being honest.
I think we should be looking at better, really. If we signed him, I'd be happy because he's a striker. He's a striker, and he probably would score quite, a fair amount of goals for us. But I still think with the potential budget we've got, we could be doing better. Like someone like Jonathan David. Like if we brought in David, it would really light up the squad and make a big point to people like Declan Rice to say, look, we're bringing in these type of players because we want to push on. If we sign players like, and I'm not trying to cut these players off, like Kane Lewis Potter, Dennis, other players like this, who are good players, but not players to kind of go, wow, this is the level we want to be at now.
What you're saying is basically in a roundabout way. Yeah, you want quality over quantity, basically. You'd rather go and get 4.
I think there's a good balance because we do need squad depth as well. So maybe if we sign Kane Lewis Potter as our left-sided player for the window, I don't mind that. But also, say Dennis and David. If we could get Dennis for say 15 million, and then a good quality striker like Tony or Broja or David, so like someone like that to go along, as free strikers. So I think Antonio next season could do a good job on the wing as well, and switch around because I think he's actually probably better on the wing. Antonio,
I think he's good, but again, he's another one. His ball control is just all over the gaff, isn't it?
But that's where you can just knock it forward and just go just change the game up. Or as a sub, it'd be good to bring on.
I think he'd be a good impact. Yeah, I think he'd be a good impact. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that's where it would lie. I do think though we need a quality striker and a quality left back, and then the rest don't have to be amazing, just good additions.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see a left back at his club. This summer.
I want to see a real determined, young, good quality left back. For me, that Raum, R-A-U-M, from the Bundesliga that plays for Hoffenheim, is absolutely exactly what we need. Quick, strong, 13 assists in the league this season. He's absolutely top class.
So how many players are you saying, Mitch, this summer? Before we go,
I want us to sign, 2 strikers, a winger, 2 midfielders, a left back, a centre back. A 7, I'd like to sign. I think we'll sign 5. I actually think we'll sign 5 players.
So
Do
you
you count
reckon?
Aviola in that? I'm not counting Aviola
No, I'm
because
not
we've already
counting now.
signed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So looking at 5 players, you reckon we're
I
signed?
think we'll sign 5. I want to sign probably about 7.
Right. For me, Yarmolenko, Krau, Noble,
Also sign new
Frederick,
contracts.
Fredericks,
Yeah.
Mazawaku. That's 5 players off the top of my head. If Craig Dawson wants to go back up north, then we need a centre half, right? I
I really
think
hope he doesn't.
I think it's a major problem at centre half next season. I think you've got a Bonner in there, but he's getting on. Is he going to come back and be the player that he once was? I don't think he is. Issa Diop isn't good enough. He's been here at West Ham for a good few years now. He's been poor. And really, we've only got one solid centre half in Zuma. I agree with my man there.
Bonner, you're not counting Bonner, no?
Bonner's 35 years old, mate. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, he's a good defender, but he's not going to.
35. Fuck. Mate, that's
He's
good. I've always loved Bonner. You're going to get me fucking tearing up as well in a minute.
no. Listen. A Bonner. I love a Bonner, but you've got to be real when you look at it and go.
Yeah, you do.
Like you need someone younger. I agree. Joe Gomez would be for me, 100%. Aki Gomez, then someone of that ilk. I think next season though, we have got a major problem because I think Newcastle are going to come strong. I think Villa will spend. So I expect West Ham to go big in the summer. They have to.
We're going to have so much more trouble next season. We will. And we've got to be ready for it. Newcastle are going to be, well, in terms of the way they're playing at the minute, mate, I think top 6 easy. They're going to make top 6 easy next season. I really do. Especially, that's not even considering additions. The way they're playing at the minute, Bruno Gomes is an unbelievable player. He's one of the best players in the fucking league at the minute in terms of the midfield players. He's absolutely sensational, the player.
Yeah, and that's what it is proved there is that money can make your team better, right? But I listen.
If you put it in the right places, yeah. Villa have spent a lot of money in the last few years.
I trust Moyes. I do. Yeah, I trust him to go out and spend. The problem is we've got like a three-way battle here, right? Can I see West Ham going out and spending 120 million, 130 million? I can't. If you want me to be honest, and I fear that West Ham's going to only go out and spend about £70 million, or even less than that. I do fear that. I think they will look at it. They will go. I
don't know. I think we'll spend more because I think you say that. So you're saying if you say you spend, I don't know, 40 million on a striker, 35 million, then you only say the rest will be spent. The other 35 million will be spent on how many players do you reckon we'll sign?
2. I reckon
we'll sign 2 strikers in the summer.
I reckon we'll sign
2 players. Sorry.
I reckon we'll sign 3 players and get a couple of free transfers.
Oh,
That's what I think.
I think we'll sign more than that. To be honest,
I'm
confident. I'm confident.
I think if Lingard, like the Lingard factor is right. You're going to see if he's all about money. If he's all about money, then he'll go somewhere else. He'll go abroad. He'll go Newcastle. Right. For me, West Ham have to go big in the summer. They have to.
Oh yeah, we have to.
Right. There's no excuses now. Right. But I just can't see it. I think like you look at Calvin Phillips. Right. If West Ham are going to go for him, they need to get him now, like before other teams get involved. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's gonna be hard. I think he'll stay now. No, Leeds have stayed up, which is a gutter. It's a gutter because I would have loved Phillips if Leeds went down.
Anyway, Mitch, any final thoughts before we go?
No, mate. Just I'm looking forward to doing a little pre-season video review, which looks to be either Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever. And I'm looking forward to doing that. Should be good.
I've just got this comment from Phil. Yeah, he says, James, I think you should put Mitchell on the transfer list.
He's a cunt, but I love him.
Yeah, you and Phil get on great. What's your thoughts, mate, for the season and everything?
Yeah, it's been a good season. Quite a few highs, a few lows, but it comes with every season, doesn't it? And but the highs this season have been ridiculously high. So, and that's all I can ask for from a fan. Just as many highs as possible. Just enjoy enjoying watching our football club and seeing our football club progress. And it does look like it's going the right way. And that's what I want. I just want our club to be as big as we can get and progress.
I agree. I'm going to say this. It's my final thought before I go. I feel this season's been a mixed bag for me. I think we started off like a train. We was very, very good. We was good in spells at the start of the season. The Liverpool game at home was probably one of the best performances I've seen from West Ham for a long, long time. We outplayed a team that really are a phenomenally good team. Coming up to sort of Christmas, that's when the wheels started to come off for me. Left back, when you lose Cresswell to Man City away, Zuma, and we're going through the middle of December, and we're literally playing people like Vlasic in the team who are just not good enough. I'm sorry, he's not. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know
what I mean?
He's so shit. He's so shit.
But at the end of the day, was it Dale saying transfer yourself too, James? No, I won't, mate. I'm good, bro. So coming up to January the 1st. Coming up to January the 1st, we're sitting in fourth. We play Palace away, and then after that game, we just fell off an edge of a cliff. After that, with Europa League, I think Europa League campaign's been amazing. We had 3 mistakes in that game: first goal, second goal, and the sending off in Germany. But yeah, this season's been good. But this summer, I expect West Ham to go big. There is no more excuses now. We are in this stadium. We're fighting for honours. We deserve to be going big in all competitions. Do you know what I mean? I want to see West Ham win something. Do you know what I mean? And we was close in the Europa League, but it just wasn't meant to be. Do you know what I mean? But next season, I expect us to have a squad rather than 11 players and a few sidemen on the bench that come on from time to time. That's exactly what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? So on a scale of 1 to 10 for rating this season, for me, I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's been good, but I think the January transfer window killed us. And maybe, do you know what I mean? And that is my thoughts on that. Anything else that you'd like to add, Mitch, before we go, bruv?
No, just honestly, I know the few little trolls in here and there, but I've enjoyed just looking at the comments, especially the last month, because that's when I've started using a little comments feature, just because I thought, why not interact with them? It's a bit of a laugh. But I do like all the comments. I appreciate all the comments on the videos, discussions as well. Seeing other people's opinions as well, talking about it. Scott has been great as well. Scott Venn, always been putting in good input, and I've appreciated it. Love you too, mate. Love you. But yeah, that's it, mate. It's been a decent season, and hopefully another good one next season.
I agree, mate. I agree. Anyway, we're going to leave it at that. Please smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I will be back during the week. I'm going to try and arrange everyone to come on the channel who has been on this channel for end of season player ratings. I've got everyone on who I want to get on. I'm going to get them on each night and try and get it done by the end of the week, and then I'm having a rest. It's been a stressful year. Fucking has it? Like, it's been a stressful season. This has like Thursday night, Sunday, like everything, and I need a break, mate. There's no choice about it. I need to chill out, have a break, and then come back fit and firing for next season. I'm proud of the team to a point, but today's performance was just poor. It was just poor, and yeah, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But I will catch up again with you soon. Please, as I say, smash a like on the video. It goes a long way. Anyway,
cheers, boys.
Take care, and I'll be back during the week. And good night.